بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. All praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, was given us yet another opportunity. Today is the 4th day in the month of Rajab, 1441, after the historic hijrah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam from Mecca to Medina, which is equivalent to the 1st day in the month of March 2020, the Christian era. Inshallah, this is going to be our 13th lesson, inshallah. Sorry, let me share the link first. A moment, please, everyone. Tawfiq, this is the right one, go? All right. Where are Zafi? Because of the rain. May Allah save us from the heat of Jahannam. Oui. فقلت استغفروا ربكم إنه كان غفارا يرسل السماء عليكم مدرارا ويمددكم بأموال ويجعل لكم جنات ويجعل لكم أنهارا ما لكم لا ترجون لله وقارا. Nobody should think that we have forgotten about our seminar. Probably next weekend, inshallah, on hadith memorization. Or we don't want it. Okay, I think we can start now, inshallah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Today is the fourth day in the month of Rajab, 1441, after the historic hijrah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Mecca to Medina, which is equivalent to the first day in the month of March 2020, the Christian era. This is going to be our 13th lesson in this Uthool Thalatha Dars. Page 18. Page 18. Remember, we're discussing the tafsir of Surah Al-Asr, that Surah Al-Asr comprises of all the four things that Sheikh has made mention of. And now we discussed that extensively last week. Inshallah, we're going to continue from the second line on page 18. The second line on page 18. Naam. What? Today's date is 6th. All right. 6th Rajab, 1441. Now, Sheikh says, وَكَذَلِكَ فَإِنَّ اللَّيْلَ وَالنَّهَارَ مَجَالٌ لِلْعَمَلِ الصَّالِحِ. Okay, so that you will understand. Let's go back. Let's go back to page 17. And I read, وَقَالَ مَنْ كَانَ حَالِفًا فَلْيَحْلِفْ بِاللَّهِ أَوْ لِيَصْمُتْ. The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever wants to take an oath, he should take an oath with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or it keeps mute. Now, we're discussing about Surah Al-Asr, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took an oath with what? With time. فَاللَّهُ يَقْسُمْ بِمَا شَاءَ وَلَا يَقْسُمْ إِلَّا بِمَا لَهُ أَهَمِّيَّةٌ. We say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes an oath with whatever he likes, but Allah does not take an oath with anything except that thing that has importance. Allah draws our attention towards that thing. وَفِي عِبْرَةٍ, and there is lesson in that thing. مَا هِيَ الْعِبْرَةُ فِي هَذَا الزَّمَانِ. What then is the lesson that you will derive from time that Allah took an oath with? Al-Ibar Azima, great lesson. تعاقب الليل والنهار. تعاقب الليل والنهار. The night and day, they succeed one another. That is ta'aqub, succession. They succeed one another. وتقارضهما هذا يأخذ من هذا. This one takes from that, isn't it? The day takes from the night. Some other times, the night takes from the day. وَهَذَا يَخُذْ مِنْ هَذَا يَطُولُ هَذَا. This one experiences longer duration, like you have longer days. وَيَقْصُرُ. Okay, for the other book is page 19 now. This one, sometimes it is longer day, shorter night, or shorter days and longer nights. تَعَاقُبَهُمَا عَلَى هَذَا النِّظَامِ. You know, they take from each other and they succeed each other على هذا النظام, upon this, what is the best English word for this? Tsari ne da Hausa ko nizam. This pattern, you know, upon this pattern, this method. Al-Ajib, amazing pattern. لا يتخلف ولا يتغير. It does not change, isn't it? Neither does it change, nor does it cease to follow that particular pattern. هذا دليل على قدرة الله عز وجل. We say, wallahi, this is an evidence pointing towards the what? The ability of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. على قدرة الله. That Allah is able to do whatever He wills. أليس كذلك? So Allah takes an oath with time. So when you look at the seasons, that points towards the qudra of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, it's the same thing when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, in Surah Rum, Quran chapter 30, verse 21, when Allah says, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا. From amongst His signs is that He created from you, amongst yourselves, spouses. So, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ الدَّالَةُ عَلَى قُدْرَتِهِ وَعَظَمَتِهِ. This is pointing towards the ability of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the greatness of Allah that Allah is able to do. He created from Adam alayhi salam, Hawa. Alaysa kadhalik. So the same thing here, the alternation of day and night, this one succeeding the other, all these are pointing towards what? The qudra, the ability of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah is able to do anything and everything. هذا دليل على قدرة الله عز وجل ثم ما يجري في هذا الوقت. Then again, part of the oath that Allah took with time includes also what occurs in this time, isn't it? What occurs in the time. من الحوادث, of accidents, أليس كذلك؟ والكوارث, disasters, أليس كذلك؟ You disaster, natural disasters, earthquake and what have you, all of these things, they are pointing towards the ability of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then page 18, page 19 in the other book. وَمِنَ الْمَصَائِبِ, and also from calamities, al-masa'ib, calamities. So when you see all these calamities, like we're coronavirus now, this shows the ability of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That Allah can destroy the entire world within the blink of an eye. Yes. Now people are content, you don't even want to travel, isn't it? People are content naturally. That shows that Allah can control you. And Allah is controlling you. But you have failed maybe to see it from that perspective, isn't it? Yes. That is why Allah said, La ayatun li'ulil albab. There are signs for men of understanding. So it is for men of understanding to recognize the ability and the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is pointing towards the ability and the greatness of Allah. That people are disobeying Allah and people are, going against the orders of Allah, and Allah is not punishing them, does not mean that Allah is not able to punish them. Do you understand? Yes. But when Allah decides to punish, no one can withhold the punishment of Allah. So, it's pointing towards going back to Allah in tawbah, in repentance, so that, Allah can lift all these things away from us. Now, وَمِنَ النِّعَمِ, but in eras and time, it is not only disasters and calamities that we find in them. أَلَيْسَ كَذَلِكَ? وَمِنَ النِّعَمِ, favors that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has favored us with. Time. Do you understand? A lot of things. You remember how Allah has favored the Muslims during the Battle of Badr. Allah has favored you in your life also. A lot of favors, all within the vicissitude of time. Alaysa kadhalik. Wa min al-khayrat, and of many good things that occur within time frame. Ma yajri fi hadha al-waqt. Hadha min al-ibar. Wallahi, this is from amongst the lessons that you derive from time. You see people sitting down and say, well, some years back, it was tough. Now, alhamdulillah, what I wasn't able to achieve some years back, now Allah has made it easy for me. Or you say some years back, it was easy. Now things are difficult. وَتِلْكَ الْأَيَّامُ نُدَاوِلُهَا بَيْنَ النَّاسِ. Surah Al-Imran. وَتِلْكَ الْأَيَّامُ. These are days. نُدَاوِلُهَا بَيْنَ النَّاسِ. That we keep exchanging between men. Today, it's you that is celebrated, and the other person is at the lowest ebb in the social cadre. Allah changes it. That person that is at the lowest ebb, Allah brings him up. He becomes the celebrated one. And the one that was celebrated yesterday, Allah takes him down. Again, you have a verse in Surah Al-Rahman. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, كُلَّ يَوْمٍ هُوَ فِي شَأْنٍ. Wallahi, at each time, Allah is engaged in activities. Allah is raising the status of others, some other people have been debased. Allah is giving to others, some people have been denied. While some people are laughing, others are crying. While people are coming back from graveyards, some other people are celebrating the birth of a new child. وَتِلْكَ الْأَيَّامُ نُدَاوِلُهَا بَيْنَ النَّاسِ. And this is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changes the events for people. So it is never and each free life, each one of us will have a taste of happiness and sadness. And it keeps fluctuating. In a day, how many times do you experience happiness and sadness? In a day, it keeps fluctuating. It is impossible for you to maintain the same tempo throughout the day. But you remember all these things are happening within time. You remember, okay, in the morning, I was happy. In the afternoon, you are making reference to what? Time. All these things are under the control of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Isn't it amazing? Don't you just love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And don't you just recognize the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? With all of these things that you see, they all point towards the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وكذلك فإن الليل والنهار مجال للعمل الصالح. وكذلك, in the same vein, فإن الليل, verily the night, والنهار, and the day, مجال للعمل الصالح. They are avenues. Majalun. They are avenues. What? They provide us space, isn't it? They are avenues للعمل الصالح, for good deeds. If someone prays Fajr, is it not during the hours of the day? If someone prays Zuhur, is it not the hours of the day? If someone observes Salat al-Asr, if someone observes fast, he said from the rising of the sun, dawn till break, it's time. So all the good, are we not learning about Islam now? Is it not within time? We say 4:30 to 6. Let me not say 5:30. We say 4:30 to 6, for example, isn't it? Is it not time? Then you are thinking of Salat al-Maghrib. Then you want to do Tahajjud, for example. Then zakat that you give, you are counting it within time. If your zakat is due in the month of Rajab, you give it in the month of Rajab. If it is Shaban, you look forward to the month of Shaban. Everything is time. Hajj itself, time. Dhul Hijjah, you are waiting for the month of Hajj to come. Everything within the time that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has brought. And all these things happen day and night, isn't it? Day and night. So majalun lil amal salih. They are what? They are avenues. Majalun lil amal salih, for righteous deeds. قال تعالى, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَهُوَ الَّذِي جَعَلَ اللَّيْلَ وَالنَّهَارَ خِلْفَةً لِمَنْ أَرَادَ. Okay, Allah said, وَهُوَ الَّذِي. Man الَّذِي? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَهُوَ الَّذِي, Allah is He who جَعَلَ اللَّيْلَ وَالنَّهَارَ, that has made night and day خِلْفَةً, in succession. That is khilfatan, from Khalifa, isn't it? Khilfatan, they succeed one another, isn't it? Night and day. The night comes, succeeded by day, then night again, then day, then night again, then khilfatan. Ayyata'aqabani, yani they succeed in succession, they succeed one another. يخلف هذا هذا. أليس كذلك? This one takes from that. Am I communicating? This one takes from that. This one succeeds the other one. That is what it means. لمن أراد أن يذكر أو أراد شكورا. So Allah has told you that night and day succeed one another. خلفة لمن أراد أن يذكر. وفي بعض القراءات أن يذكر. حمزة وكسائي. أليس كذلك؟ لمن أراد أن يذكر. For he who desires, that is arada, isn't it? For he who desires to and remembers, and he who desires to show gratitude. So you have night and day to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Either there are signs for you, or yadhkur, alaysa kadhalik. Yadhakkar, yatadhakkar, alaysa kadhalik. Aw yadhkur. It's either there are signs for you to say, for those that want to see sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Liman arada an yadhakkara aw yadhkura. For the one that wants to remember Allah, that remembers Allah and shows gratitude to Allah, you can only do that during the hours of night and day. You don't have a third. Day and night and day, those are the avenues to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But they also point towards the grandeur of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَاللَّيْلُ وَالنَّهَارِ كَسْبٌ عَظِيمٌ. Night and day are great gains, isn't it? They are great kasbun azim. They are great gains. Yani they offer us great opportunity to gain, isn't it? Kasbun azimun liman istaghallahuma fi ta'atillah. For the one that takes advantage, that is liman istaghallahuma. That is for the one that takes advantage of them. Have you taken down the meaning? Liman istaghallahuma. For he who takes advantage of them. For he who takes advantage of night and day. Please, what do you observe? Repeatedly we keep saying, we're following the pattern of the Quran. Repeatedly we keep saying what? Night and day. As against day and night. Night and day. Al-layl wal-nahar. Al-layl wal-nahar. Why? Because in Islam, the night precedes the day. So night comes before the day. So once it's Maghrib, you're already counting the night of the following day, isn't it? So the night of Friday is your Thursday night in Turanchi. But we follow the Quran, isn't it? It has its rulings. If you don't follow it like that, it will affect your ibadah. Because Ramadan begins at the crescent of Shawwal. You enter into the month of Ramadan at the time of Maghrib. Alaysa kadhalik? Sha'ban. No, at the night of at the Maghrib of Sha'ban. It ushers in what? The last day of Sha'ban ushers in the first day of Ramadan. And that is why even for Taraweeh that people do in Jam'i, you start at that night. Isn't it? So the counting, and also when it comes to what? Counting of so many things, like debts. If someone says, I'm going to pay you back in so and even qasar, and so many things. So for Islam, let us sweat so that we can enjoy the AC of Jannah, inshallah. Don't worry about the sweating, please. Don't worry. It's just, time, very small time. Isn't it? Wallahi, once you go back home and you take shower and you enter your air condition and sip some, I don't know, yes. You just enjoying yourself and you forget that you ever sweated this evening. Wallahi, just do it for the sake of Allah, inshallah. Allah is going to reward you. They say, he who, the dust, the face that, and also the tears on the path of Allah will never, see hell. So when you do it for the sake of Allah, inshallah, you're sure to. So it's good to sweat for the sake of Allah. We are not asking people to suffer. People now will say, PenAbdul say people should stop entering, should stop enjoying AC. So please just be a sabr, inshallah. Now, فَاللَّيْلُ وَالنَّهَارُ كَسْبٌ عَظِيمٌ لِمَنْ إِسْتَغَلَّهُمَا أَوْ لِمَنْ إِسْتَغَلَّهُمَا. For the one that takes advantage of them, فِي طَاعَةِ اللَّهِ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ. In the obedience of Allah, the mighty and the most majestic. That is, they offered you gain a lot. Kasbun azim. They are great gains, isn't it? But for whom? Liman istagallahuma. Liman istagallahuma fi ta'atillahi azza wa jal. The only person that gains from it is the one that spends his night and day in obedience to the orders of Allah. But he who disobeys Allah within this time frame has not gained from it. وَمَجَالُ الْعَمَلِ هُوَ اللَّيْلُ وَالنَّهَارِ. And the domain, alaysa kadhalik, the domain and the avenue for actions is what? Night and day. I just explained that. وَمَا عِنْدَكَ غَيْرُ اللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ. Do you have anything other than night and day? I'm asking, do you have anything other than night and day? Even your prayers are divided between the hours of the day and the hours of the night. Even your prayers, because you don't have any third category. وَالْكَسْبُ الطَّيِّبِ لِلدُّنْيَا. And it is what? It is an avenue. It offers a great opportunity, what? For you to gain positively. Good gains, لِلدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ, for this world and the hereafter. Even when you go to office and you work, is it not within time? Architect, when you are designing, is it not within time? And your client gives you time frame to complete his project for him. That you are doing it for the dunya, isn't it? So you have time frame for even your things of this dunya. What about your akhirah? But he who does not make good use of his time, even in the worldly perspective, does he become successful? The successful ones are those that take advantage of the opportunities that Allah gives to them within the time that they have. Each one of us has ajal. Each one of us has ajal, isn't it? I'm going to die some days, or even today, or even now. You're going to die. There is a time frame. When drugs expire, our lives also expire. The life expires at the appointed time. When they manufacture drugs, they put manufacture date, expiry dates. When Allah created us, and the hadith of Abdallah ibn Mas'ud, which you have memorized, the hadith in Sahih Bukhari Muslim of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, which I believe you have memorized, then, okay, your creation is here. You are going to spend so days in this world. The number of hours, the number of seconds, the amount of oxygen that you're going to inhale. So each one of us has an expiry date, which is death itself. Namshi. في الليل والنهار عبر. In the night and day there are lessons. وفوائد and benefits. فوائد, benefits. فائدة, benefit. فوائد, benefits. لذلك أقسم الله بالعصر. For that reason, Allah took an oath with time. Are we clear? ما هو جواب القسم? What then is المقسم? What then is what? What then is what? المقسم به. We said we have واو القسم. We have اسم اسم مقسم. Then we have what? We have جواب القسم. We have what? جواب القسم. واو القسم اسم مقسم به, and it is what? مجرور وعلامة جره الكسرة. So والتيني, والتيني, because of واو القسم. التين اسم مقسم به. والزيتون وطور سينين, but سينينا, because it's a name of a place, isn't it? Sinai. وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين. وهذا البلد, what is جواب القسم here? The next verse. إن الإنسان we are talking about التين. والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم, in the best posture. لام لقد خلقنا, that is جواب القسم. والله لام للجواب القسم. لام لقد للجواب القسم. So لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن التقويم. Am I communicating? So in the same vein, والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر. So جواب القسم here, المقسم به. جواب القسم here is what? Innal insana. Allah took an oath with time to state the fact that verily man is in loss. Alaysa kadhalik? So al-jawab al-qasam itself, it's very important. If Allah takes an oath before telling us something, it means that thing is very important. Imagine someone telling you wallahi tallahi, then he makes a statement. How do you view this statement? When someone swears before he makes a statement, it shakes you. So when you hear the Ahlul Tawheed say wallahi tallahi, nobody can harm us except that which Allah has written. So it sends fear in the hearts of people that are planning to harm them. Isn't it? They know these guys have Allah to depend on. So whatever happens to them, they say, no, it's from Allah. So when someone swears and say, wallahi, where people respect Allah, and you are not even allowed to swear a lot. But even when someone swears and says he's going to do something, where there is respect for the name of Allah, you take him serious. Because you say, that person, wallahi, has taken an oath that he's going to do it. Surely he's going to do it. That is the importance you attach to anything that is preceded by an oath. So Allah says, Innal insana lafi khusrin. Verily, man is in loss. Al-insan. But we say man is in loss. Innal insana. We didn't say men. Go. Al-insan. Jami'u bani Adam. This is the entirety of the children of Adam. Al-insan. Lam yastathin ahadan. Lam yastathin. Istithna. Allah did not exempt. That is lam yastathin ahadan. None has been exempted. That is the meaning. Lam yastathin ahadan. Nobody has been exempted from this. Lal muluk, not the kings. Wala ru'asa, neither are the presidents and the leaders. Wala al-agniya, nor the rich. Wala al-fuqara, or the poor. Wala al-ahrar, or the free people. You are free, you are not a slave. You are only a slave to Allah, isn't it? Wala al-ahrar, free people. Then if you are smart, the next wala al-abid. Wala al-abid, slaves. Wala al-dhukur, men. Wala al-inatha, wala al-inatha, neither are the women exempted, neither are the men nor the women, the rich, the poor, the kings. Lal muluk, wala ru'asa, wala dhukur, wala al-inatha, wala al-agniya, wala al-fuqara. Every, wala al-ahrar, wala al-abid. Everyone is included in al-insan here. So everyone is in loss. That is the first value of this statement. Alifun walamun, al-insan. That alifun and lamun before insan, which makes it al-insan, lil istighraq. What does it mean? It encompasses everything. It has covered for everyone. You know, when they say all the residents of Abuja, the king, the president is included, the ministers are included, the senators, the House of Rep members, everyone is included here, isn't it? So you don't have to mention individually. So al-insan huna alifun dalamun is what? Oh, alifun dalamun. Alifun and lam is what? Lil istighraq. It envelops everything. It contains all the categories of people, from their genes, men and women, to their social status. Kullu bani Adam fi khusrin. Wallahi, every son of Adam is in loss. You are in loss, I'm in loss. Every son of Adam is in loss. I fi khasara wa halakin. In loss, in destruction, halak, in destruction. إِذَا ضَيَّوْا هَذَا الْوَقْتِ. But what will qualify him? What will condemn him to this destruction? When he wastes this time that Allah has given to him. If you don't waste your time in this world and you do what you're supposed to do, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ, don't allow any acquired responsibility of this world to overtake your primary responsibility. Wallahi, this is the message I've been echoing right from my university days. Right from my university days, I've been echoing this message. I said we are on campus, secondarily, but primarily we are on the face of earth to worship Allah. So my being on campus, Allah helped us that our being on campus did not overtake our primary responsibility of being on the face of earth, isn't it? So wherever you find yourself, let your primary responsibility on the face of earth be your guide. If your secondary responsibility, acquired responsibility, is going to affect your primary responsibility, please do away with it. Anything, money, you are looking for money, it is halal to look for money, isn't it? But if you're looking for money, it's standing between you and worshiping Allah, wallahi, abandon it. Allah will give you that which will sustain you. Allah will give you contentment. Whatever you are doing in this world, wallahi, if it stands between you and Allah, that thing will lead you to destruction, because it will amount to waste of time, because the only value you add to your time is when you worship Allah in your time. Am I communicating? Now. So it's not for all. It is for those that waste their time. Then إِذَا ضَيَّعُوا هَذَا الْوَقْتِ الثَّمِينَ. What is the meaning of الثَّمِينَ? Precious. Precious, الثَّمِينَ. Time is precious, isn't it? So if you waste this precious time, وَاسْتَعْمَلُوهُ فِي مَعْصِيَةِ اللَّهِ, and he, instead of doing good things during the time, within the time that Allah has given to him, he disobeys Allah. وَفِيمَا يَضُرَّهُمْ, and he wastes his time in that which is going to harm him. A lot of people, wallahi, they don't know. They do a lot of things that will harm them, will come back to harm them in this world and the hereafter. But they are wasting their time on it, isn't it? So we have to be very careful as Muslims, please. Let us try as much as possible to be ambassadors of Islam, physically and virtually. When you meet people, meet them, giving off that Islamic character. When you're online, give off that Islamic character, isn't it? Because let it not be that the time that Allah has given to you will now come back to haunt you. Am I communicating like some people will say, let us kill time? Little do they know that time has killed them already. Namshi. وهذا الوقت الذي هو رخيص. What is rakhis? Athamin is precious. Rakhis. Ngakacha rukhsa. Oh, they should make it expensive? When are they came on a rukhsa mana? What does it mean? Arha, cheap. Arha. Ko ba ka bane? That is rakhis. Rukhsa ko. This time that is cheap. وهذا الوقت الذي هو رخيص عند كثير من الناس. Wallahi, for so many people, time is very cheap. Allah has given them a lot of time. يطول عليهم الوقت. The time has been elongated for them. Allah has given them ample time. يملون ويقولون نريد قتل الوقت. They get bored. They have so much time that they get bored. And they now say, وَيَقُولُونَ نُرِيدُ قَتُلُ الْوَقْتِ. Well, we want to kill time. Madam ɓata lokaci kaɗan. During Ramadan, as it beckons, may Allah spare our lives to Ramadan and give us the ability to do righteous deeds. Many people will see Ramadan and it will be a disadvantage for them. Alaysa kadhalik. So now, what am I saying? They have time during Ramadan. They say, let us play computer game. Let us watch movies so that we can kill time. Before you know what's happening, are you guilty? Let us play game so that we can waste time. Because they see time. Kai, Haba har yanzu nan rana bata faɗi ba. Because the time has been elongated. Instead of you to look at it, see the pious people, the Salaf. We spoke about longer nights and shorter days. During the longer nights, they see it as an opportunity to pray tahajjud. Wow, what an opportunity for us to spend the night in tahajjud. And they observe Sawm, isn't it? Longer days also, they observe fast, and it gives them elongated time to be in the state of fasting. Yes. So you see how they view time and they take advantage of time. But today, kai ba shan ruwa da wuri. Or we say kai daren na yayi. No, it's an opportunity. This morning in our masjid, as I was teaching in the morning, I was telling them in the masjid that Uthman bin Affan, I said, you wondering, the Prophet it is not in the habit of the Prophet ﷺ to go out after Isha. I said today we can be excused. Some lectures after Isha, isn't it? The Prophet ﷺ, the Sahaba, imagine the city of Medina with no street lights, no lights in front of any house, mud, rudimentary housing style, isn't it? Even if there were windows, the windows were small because of the climatic condition of that environment. The architects understand this, isn't it? Imagine 7 o'clock in the city of Medina during the time of the Prophet ﷺ, darkness, if it was not 13th, 14th or 15th of the month. Imagine the city of Medina during the time of the Prophet, 7 o'clock. Imagine Salat al-Isha in darkness, 8 o'clock. Then they go back. In that darkness, everyone goes back to no torchlight for people to be moving around. Then what happens? You sleep. You sleep early. When you sleep 8 o'clock, sometimes that you observe Isha 7:30. Imagine, wallahi, sometimes I go to bed 8 o'clock. It is da'wah now that has changed my sleeping pattern because I have to be in the mosque. Maghrib to Isha, then you drive home. Then you have to eat. But when I was less engaged, throughout my secondary school life, my university days, when I was less engaged, I sleep by 8 o'clock. After Isha, I'm already in my bed. That is my pattern. But now, you are looking for money. Some clients call you 10 o'clock. You can't say you are not available. You rush and say, well, like even when you are about to sleep. But I'm just giving an example that in the city of Medina, then what happens? You sleep by 8 o'clock, for example. Imagine sleeping by 8 o'clock. 9, 10, 11, 3 hours of sleep. By 11 you are awake for tahajjud. 11 to 12, 1 raka'ah. You can complete Surah Al-Baqarah. Surah Al-Baqarah, 1 hour, 20 minutes, you are done with Surah Al-Baqarah. If you are a fast reader, less than that. So in the Prophet ﷺ will stand up, the hadith of Anas bin Malik. Yes, Abdallah bin Abbas or Anas bin Malik. 1 raka'ah. Completed Surah Al-Baqarah, followed it up with Surah Al-Nisa, followed it up with Surah Al-Imran. Wane mutum? You do half of Surah Al-Baqarah, the entire masjid will revolt against you. The mosque committee will sit with you and never lead them again in that mosque. Musa ka ma tashi hankali. Ce wai na ustazan. But again, even the Prophet was doing it alone. He never prayed like that with people, isn't it? He was praying alone. You know, the Prophet was very, very considerate. He hears the cry of a child, he hastens up to complete the prayer so that the mother can tend to the child. That is the compassion of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Don't you just love him? Yes, we are quick to say we love the Prophet, but when we say this is what the Prophet said we should do, it becomes a problem, isn't it? It's always easy. You know, I tweeted, I said, you know, we said, wow, the Prophet suffered in the hands of people. They stoned him in Ta'if. His people rejected him. They knew he was speaking the truth. They insulted him. They threw Salah Jazurin, the intestine of a camel, on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They called him names. And we get emotional. We say, Subhanallah. Kai, the Prophet, the Prophet. Today, someone says, put on the hijab. You start attacking him. Someone says, keep your beard. You start attacking him. Someone says, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said you should do this. You start attacking him. Kunchika takura mutane. Hello, don't you think that if it was the Prophet today, you would still attack the Prophet like that, the way you attack the people that are speaking on behalf of the Prophet today? Wallahi, that is the truth. But we are quick to be emotional, isn't it? And sentimental. We love the Prophet. Oh my God. You imagine the Prophet was stoned in Ta'if. Imagine the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the battle of Uhud. He lost his molar. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam suffered. He was in the trench. He was this. We get so emotional and we wish we are there to support the Prophet. Today the Prophet is not there. The Prophet said, Al-ulama'u warathatul anbiya. The scholars are the inheritors of the Prophet. Today we attack. I'm not a scholar, please. But today you see when our scholars, our shuyukh, climb on the pulpits and they preach, you see people attack them. And you find that, oh, they relate. Wallahi, some of the things, if we were to tell you the Sharia position on some of the things, you'll not even go close to it. People nearly slaughter me for what I didn't even say. Isn't it that women should not work? Isn't that, for what you didn't say? But I said, if you are to be critical even about it, to come down to Sharia, you will not even go out to work. If you are to follow the Sharia in these circumstances with the conditions that the Sharia attach, you won't, isn't it? But again, even at that, we are only saying astaghfirullah, all of us, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. But if you are to go by what Sharia said you should do, wallahi al-azim, you just find yourself that you are only disobeying Allah all your life. So even when Sharia gives you leeway because of circumstances, ad-darurat tubihul mahdhurat, then you are still not comfortable with that window that Sharia has provided. Then we abuse that window also. Alaysa kadhalik. So back to what I'm saying. So we should always try to imagine, before you attack the messengers of the messenger of the Prophet of Allah, imagine the Prophet saying the same thing to you. And imagine, for the Prophet used the best methodology. Yet, at times, the Prophet will order, go and bring the head of that person. When Ka'b bin Ashraf, sometimes when the Prophet even entered Mecca, he was forgiving some people. He was magnanimous. Yet, he mentioned the name of about 7 people. Wherever you see them, kill them. But even the non-Muslims, they said, the magnanimity shown by the Prophet of Islam at the conquest of Mecca is unparalleled in the history of mankind. The magnanimity shown by the Prophet of Islam during the conquest of Mecca is unparalleled in the history of mankind. His enemies, he had the authority and the power to revenge everything that they did against him. They persecuted him. But the Prophet ﷺ, being the Prophet of Allah, he forgave them. And even those 7 people he made mention of, when they ran, Ikrimah bin Abi Jahl, when they ran, they came back, the Prophet forgave them. Wahshi was forgiven, the Prophet forgave. But we are only telling you that there are times that the Prophet ﷺ is not always, dawah is not always, come on, Maukachi. And dawah is not always, fighting Kamoni, Shima Mahaukachi. All the 2 points towards Hauka. If you are always, that is dawah because you want people to love you and to accept you. You are a madman. And if you are always fighting, you are still a madman. In between, there are instances where softness is da'wah. And there are instances where harshness is da'wah. Allah said to the Prophet to be harsh to certain people of وَغْلُوذْ عَلَيْهِمْ. Allah said, be harsh on them. It's in the Quran. The same Prophet, Allah said, be harsh on them. Then people will say, if it was the Prophet today, the methodology, I say, what do you know about the methodology of da'wah? What do you know? Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, the father of da'wah, when he preached to his people, he used all the logic and everything. He looked at them and said, Ba kuda hankali. Afala ta'kilun. You are worshipping what can. Today, if you write on Twitter and say someone bashid ankara chekaji, basiya da'wah. That chekaji he doesn't know how to preach. He's calling people ignorant, but certain people Allah called them ignorant. In the Quran, the Prophet Nuh alayhi salam preached 950 years. He used the best da'wah methodologies. 950 years. Read Surah Nuh. When they pushed him to the wall, it was Prophet Nuh alayhi salam that said, Allah destroyed these people. It was at his instance. He said, Allah, don't leave one single kafir on the face of earth. 950 years? He said, Ya Allah, I followed these people far to their houses. Ya Allah, in their marketplaces, I preached to them. One on one, I met these people and I told them to worship you alone. There is no any, I said it aloud. I said it silently. Day and night, I preached. So please, when you want to talk about da'wah, please understand that da'wah has its usul also. Please don't just talk about that you don't know how to do da'wah. And that is why when some people start saying that, you're doing that, I say no. You have to be, Sheikh Albani Zaria said, you have to be on the seat of da'wah to do the dynamics of da'wah. It's easy to say, no, you shouldn't approach this issue like that. It's very easy to say that. Do you understand? But you have to be on the seat of da'wah. But Prophet Nuh alayhi salam, it was okay. This thing, I laugh sometimes. I said, you don't know anything. If you, when I say some people will insult your family, but you don't respond. You only see certain response. It's not even reaction, response. Out of 1,000, you don't know how many, isn't it? So, Prophet Nuh alayhi salam, okay, let me follow them one on one. Knocked at their doors, preach to them. Nobody even knows. I'm following you silently. Please worship Allah. Please, what better methodology is that? It didn't work. He came out in public, in their marketplaces, on top of his voice, he preached to them. He was doing this for 950 years. Day and night, whatever, any da'wah methodology, Prophet Nuh alayhi salam employed. But the people were obstinate and arrogant. So, do you respond to an arrogant and obstinate person the way you respond to someone that genuinely is asking to get clarification? Please, I'm asking you. Do you employ the same methodology? Did Allah employ the same methodology in addressing people that came? Remember, it was the kuffar, the idolaters that came to the Prophet ﷺ and said, the Prophet, we have killed people. We have committed zina. But this thing that you are calling us to Islam, la hasanun, wallah, it is good. But we are only concerned about the people that we have killed aforetime. The zina that we have committed. Were they arrogant about the killing? Were they arrogant about the zina they committed? They came, what indicates that they were not arrogant? They said, what you are calling us is beautiful, but we are only concerned about our previous sins. Will Allah forgive us? Then Allah said, وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَدْعُونَ مَعَ اللَّهِ إِلَهًا آخَرَ وَلَا يَقْتُلُونَ النَّفْسَ الَّتِي حَرَّمَ اللَّهُ إِلَّا بِالْحَقِّ وَلَا يَزْنُونَ. That was the sabab al-nuzul of this. Ibn Abbas said it. Check the tafsir of Imam al-Baghawi and other tafsir. So these are people. Imagine someone that has killed someone. A lot of people he has killed. A group that have committed zina. But because they came seeking for safe heaven, you can't send them away. Look at the methodology, please. Versus someone that comes to you and say, "Na kashe din." Then they want you to say, "Ah no, kabari mana kai ba ka da hankali ne?" Wallahi, that is not. You don't know da'wah. I just gave you an example now. This is killing and this is zina, but you are accommodating someone that has killed, someone that has committed zina. Come, there is a way out for you. Please come. You embrace him. Yes. Wallahi, some of the people, we said, back then, since around 2003, 2004, people that were sagging their pants, putting on chains on their neck, wallahi, we were preaching to them, hugging them. Wallahi lazim. I'm not saying this because I want you to know that. I'm just telling you that people don't know. For more than 2 decades now, for more than 20 years I've been on this da'wah path. That's a chunk of my life, wallahi. Since when I was young, I've been on this da'wah path. Since my primary 6 days. Wallahi, since my primary 6 days, I've been talking to people in MSS. I don't know any life other than this. So my architecture is secondary. Wallahi, secondary. So when people are saying, do you know what we are facing on the path of the experience that you keep getting on the path of da'wah? Well, I remember certain times in ABU, someone with his sag pants, that you will see that brothers will not even say salamu alaikum to him because this guy is already gone with maybe some funny hairstyles. I will meet those people, shake hands with them, invite them to ta'aleem, hug them. The guy will go and be turning back to look at me. Really, did this guy just say salamu alaikum to me? But that's another da'wah methodology. In MSS, we came up with a formula. Those that are party guys, even in Bayes University here, when we established MSS for the students, those that were at the forefront of doing chasu, we brought them into the fold. Will chasu happen again? From that day, they didn't do it again. The chief organizer became deputy amir. Wallahi lazim. He was the one inviting people for party. There no more party. No more party. So people don't know, isn't it? People just they react to the little thing they know about others. Wallahi, it takes you to sit with people. That's why Islam gives us opportunity to clarify things. Wallahi, you have seen that many people, you have misunderstood them. When you sit with them and you ask them and they express themselves, you come out regretting ever insulting them. You have an opinion about someone, but you have not sat with that person. You don't know who the person is. When you sit with them, that is why it's always good when they say someone has done something, meet the person. Yesterday, a lady sent me a message. She was talking about what other people were also saying. I said, here's my phone number. Some things, you don't do justice to them by writing. Some things, that is why when people send me questions nowadays on WhatsApp, I just do voice note. Because people some comprehension becomes an issue. So sometimes when you are talking, you express and people can ask you, no, I don't understand. But when you write, some people are even ashamed. They feel shy to ask you that we don't understand this line, lest you think that they don't understand. So they go ahead and now base their interpretation on a faulty foundation. And they now condemn you for that. Just, please, can I have your number? I need clarification on this issue. This is what our scholars have taught us. But today, what do you do with people that just are learning on Google? When you hear something new, what happens? Go ask, why are you doing this thing? Let there be evidence for that. Now, so last line, let us read this and we go, inshallah. They say we're going to kill time. Ya'tuna bil mulhiyat. They come with distractions, isn't it? Distractions. أو يسافرون للخارج لقضاء العطلة, or they travel out for holidays. Nothing for holidays. Please, we are not saying traveling out for holidays is haram. We are not saying that. Oh, please, Nigerian people, traveling out for holidays is not haram. But when you travel out for holiday, make sure you do something meaningful so that Allah will reward you while you are traveling. While on the plane, you can recite Quran. While in your hotel room, you can pray tahajjud. Please, but don't go to haram places while in holiday. Please, so PenAbdul didn't say going out for holidays is haram. I think I need to be speaking broken nowadays and even breaking things down, because the aim is for people to understand, isn't it? Yes. Now, so please, but you see people today, Kai, I'm bored. Let us travel to this country. And when they go there, they do nothing other than, okay, let us visit. There is this casino here. There is this beach here. There is this. Let us visit this place. Let us go to this cinema. Let us go. That is you thinking that you're killing time, but time is killing you. It will come back to haunt you on Yawm al-Qiyamah. But when you, even holiday, halal holiday, you know, the cheapest way to do things now is to halalize it, isn't it? Yes. Just put halal tag on it and, you know, it sells. So halal holiday, isn't it? Halal chilling, halal whatever. May Allah guide us. Wal waqt, or to waste, to just spend time. Aw yadhakuna wa yamzahuna liqat'i al-waqt, or they laugh excessively, or they make jokes just to while away time. You know, when people are joking, time keeps moving. Say, please just entertain us, guys. And when you know, that is wa yamzahuna, that is joke, the joke around. فهؤلاء, these people الذين قطعوا وضيعوا سيكونوا حسارة وندامة عليهم يوم القيامة. These people that cut time and kill time and waste time, wallahi, it will become a loss and regret for them on Yawm al-Qiyamah. وَهُوَ مَصْدَرُ سَعَادَتَهُم. Because time is the source of their success and the source of their happiness, isn't it? If you want to be happy, make good use of your time. لَوْ حَافَظُوا عَلَيْهِ. As they guided their time, they will have happiness. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik, shalla la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. So inshallah, leave the hadith for today. Everything now, next week. Inshallah, we'll plan for, I will look at my timetable next weekend. So you have the whole of this week, inshallah, to memorize the 10 hadith that we have memorized in the class so far, isn't it? You challenge me also, but you know I'm very busy. Please don't challenge me. So inshallah, I will communicate in our respective groups. Inshallah, we will organize it. Don't worry, inshallah, we'll take care of the item 7. Don't worry, you don't have to give us 1 naira. Bi-idhnillah, we're going to take care of it, isn't it? So we are not doing da'wah to get money from da'wah, inshallah. We want to spend money on da'wah. So when we are doing it, inshallah, we're going to make sure that everyone is happy, inshallah, and everyone has item 7 that will take care of. Well, maybe we'll do special Arabian tea, inshallah. So, but you have to bring the hadith offhand. At least you should know 4 or 5, please. You can pick the short ones for those that don't want to take the long ones. But for those with long ones, then they will prove to us that Baba muna da shi akai. So please, inshallah, if it is going to happen, I will communicate before weekend. I will check my timetable and see if inshallah we will have time. At least we'll just do it from 9 a.m. Inshallah, we'll do it from 9 a.m. on Saturday. Now, 9 a.m. or 10 on Saturday. Now, which time is good? Under the sun? If there is no, the time is too short. The time is too short. Now? Okay, we'll use the normal time, but inshallah, which means we'll come early, and which means maybe we're going to extend since Maghrib is even a bit late now, so we're going to take advantage of the time also. But please don't abscond. You know, sometimes when you say you are going, please don't abscond. You can silently send me a message and say, please, Malam Rafama Asiri, I'm just managing, even if it is 1. Then we'll allow, but we don't want people to be scared. You know, sometimes when you say this and you see people now will be running away gradually, no. It is not a must, but it is just something that we want you to practice, please. So our 10 hadith will be, inshallah, we will have a seminar on it next week. And we're going to see how we can divide, please. For those that are going to be around, I don't know how we're going to do it, because we should have people that would take groups, isn't it? We group people, you go and do your research on this hadith. And that's why I wanted us to have a longer time. You do a commentary of the hadith. It's not only bringing, one person can present for the group and bring the hadith, then the other person can tell us the lessons learned from the hadith, inshallah. So we're going to communicate that, inshallah, in our respective groups, inshallah. So if you come first, what we're going to do is group 1, people should just indicate they are in group 1, then we say group 1 will take this hadith, group 2 will take that hadith, and like that, inshallah. But we need to know the total number of people. So please, whoever is going to be available that next weekend, I don't know, they should communicate. Some you can send me message directly, then I forward it to Mansur and Abdul Karim, then you create you can now that when them for the sisters, inshallah, maybe Bilkis, you can help us, you know, for those that are willing to do, we'll divide it, inshallah. So subhanakallah wa bihamdik, shalla la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.